here's our agenda. Let me reiterate, we're gonna have a video give you some background on NAEP and the evolution of NAEP. And then we'll have highlights, we'll talk about tutor because this is a tutor season, tutor trial urban district assessment, where we use a bigger sample to get student level data. And we'll go through the LMS, and I'll take you step by step to let you know everything that's going to be in the LMS so you can have access to it. And then we have what is called pre-assessment activities. Those will be your tasks leading up to the actual NAEP assessment. And we'll follow up with accountability events, how they know where we currently stand. And then afterwards, I'll entertain all your questions and I'll give you Dr. Govan's contact information. Well, I give you contact information. The video you just watched, these are some highlights. They've been around since the late 1960s. It's known as the nation's report card. It measures student achievement areas such as mathematics, reading, science, and writing. Only one of its kind that's a bragging rights. There's no individual or school data. However, during the tutor program, they does provide student level data. Prior urban district assessment. It was established in 2002 by National Assessment Government Board. It takes a bigger sample. That's why a lot of you are here. Because you guys are going to be part of the sample. So you're going to represent outside Steve when the scoring is released. It happens every 2 years. It normally happens in odd years, but COVID created a shift. And so we offer the test in even years. There is consideration for or recommendation for the return at odd years. Dallas is one of 4 Texas schools along with Fort Worth, Austin, and Houston. And we all are part of the 27 large districts that comprise the TULIP project. Again, there are district level results, student level results in grades 4 and 8. We don't have any high schools participate this year. How you're chosen? Schools are chosen randomly. Students are chosen randomly, and they're chosen based on the demographics of the requirements of NAEP as well as demographics of what our district is comprised of. And all students are included in the sample. So when you see your student sample, you're going to see some of every student, uh, student with disabilities, and English learners, as well as some of your students that exist with cognitively disabled. Yes.
Does that mean it won't be every student in 8th grade on our campus?
No, from your sample. They use the sample high. If you're a multi-ed school, when we go into AMS, I show you where you can see your multi-ed, so your sample will be greater than some of the other things. Okay. NAEP has participation policy, so your students that are chosen, the goal is to assist at least 95% of those students. However, within that 95%, if you have students with disabilities and your English learners, the goal is for at least 85% of those students to test. And also, in terms of your English learners, we will be sending out a roster of students that we want to include if they're on the list of advanced high, those who did advanced high on TELPOS. We want to include those students if they're chosen. Now, your role as test coordinator, you're going to be the liaison between your campus and the NAEP field center. I'm going to give you information, but once I give you information, the NAEP field staff is going to contact you and interact with you directly. But if you have questions, feel free to reach out and talk to me. They normally reach out to you in December, because in December, early December, that's when they release the students, so you have access to seeing who's chosen for the sample. And then eventually they're going to do an introduction, that you know who they are, and they're going to contact you again early January to schedule what's called a assessment planning meeting. And within that planning meeting, you guys are going to work out all the logistics. But on the front end, you will take care of your students in terms of the accommodation that they need, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You have that done prior to meeting with them, so you guys can work through the logistics. And also, you're going to be required to monitor and manage the assessment management system. That's the website. It's going to be naep.ams.naepnpd.org. It's a new site. ETS took over the platform, so that's why it's a different site. ETS took over the platform. In terms of the assessment management system, once you register and log in, this is going to be the first thing you see. It's a page. You scroll up and down, just one page. Scroll up and down. Everything you need is going to be on that page. And the first thing you're going to see is your school at the top, and you'll see the school technology survey results. It'll say completed. You're going to see your assessment planning meeting. You're going to see your assessment date. So if you log in now for your planning meeting, it'll say not completed, not scheduled, and for your assessment date, it'll say not scheduled, because they won't release those dates until next month. So in October, mid to late October sometime, you can check and see when your assessment day will be. And in terms of that verification code, some of you will be using NAEP devices, some of you will be using school devices. For those of you who are using school devices, you're gonna have a verification code at the top of top of the page. And then you have your contact log. Your contact log is gonna be all your NAEP correspondence or interactions, so they're trying to contact you and so forth. They're gonna leave messages saying they spoke with you and who the person is that's trying to contact. They're gonna notify. And this is just first on that page. You have several tiles. It's just first of those tiles. You're gonna be asked. You're gonna see provide school information, school characteristics. That should already be taken care of. That was uploaded prior to you receiving your invite. Now, if you have to go out there and make some corrections, you can always go edit and then plug in the necessary information. Once you register, I sent an email out asking you to go out and complete registration, and once you complete registration, under the provide student characteristics, you're gonna have what they call grade information. Grade information, you need to know the total numbers of grade 8 students or grade 4 students, whichever you have. You're gonna have to fill that in. Otherwise, all the other answers we've already taken care of that for you. Again, you just hit the edit button below. You'll be able to see your team. You see school principal, you're gonna see your information, and you'll see who our district technology person is. And then if you guys have a technology person, you can go in there and get the invite, edit button, put their information in, and it will send them the invitation to register so they can have access to the information they need when it comes to doing the verification check. That will only be for those schools who are chosen using school devices. And in 18, I think you're going to see my name and maybe Sandy Smart's name. She's our data person, so she's the one that's going to be uploading the actual student data for NAEP to have access to. The school technology survey has already been completed by our district technology director. If you'd like to go in and just view it, you can, because it's going to be on the screen. All you have to do is just click the highlighted areas, review survey. Import students, at the end of October, once the snapshot is captured, Ms. Smart, Sandy Smart, that I mentioned earlier, she's gonna upload all the student information. That's how NAEP will go in and select the students. You won't have to do that. In smaller towns, some schools will have to do that. In terms of pre-assessment activities, you're going to be required to schedule a planning meeting. You're going to provide student information. You're going to assess for logistics, notify parents, technical logistics for those of you who will be using your school devices, and then of course you'll support the assessment activities. Now in terms of scheduling your assessment planning meeting, again, I reiterate, that's going to happen in the introductory phone call will come in December, early December, and then in early January, they'll probably call you again to schedule your actual assessment planning. And again, it's all on the same page. So if you scroll down to the schedule assessment planning meeting, you'll see that tile, and it's going to have, once you guys set that meeting, all of the information will be visible too. And if you go there now, it'll look just like the screen here you see. So during the assessment plan meeting, what you would be doing is confirming students who have withdrawn. You have an opportunity to add students. If those students are withdrawn, we'll do another upload upon our return in January, and we will you have additional students. So if someone leaves, the goal is to replace that student. And like like the SD and EL information, you do that on the front end, but when you meet with your field staff person, that's when you'll do your inclusions and exclusions if the accommodation are not sufficient. There is a questionnaire, there's a school questionnaire, and I believe there may be a teacher questionnaire for this one for the group. And of course, your like the parent letter, there's going to be a parent letter available that you can edit. All of that will be within the system, and all of that will be live in December. And for the most part, during the field assessment, you'll be talking about the logistics, like giving them a place to work and giving them rooms to test the kids. The provide student information tile. Once the students have in December, once the students are live, you'll be able to go in there and start this task here. So what will happen? You're going to manage, and then you see all the students that were chosen. You see the name etc. On our end, you can't see that, but you see the name etc. And what happens is that, like, if you see missing information, everything will be in pink. Like, you may assume that you completed a task or whatever, but it's still be some missing information. So you can just click on that area and it'll show you specifically, because there are tabs at the top that you might need to click from one tab to the next, and you'll find the information that you're looking for. And also, NAEP does provide accommodations. And those accommodations, if you look at that screen or to the right where it says inclusion policy for students with disabilities, actually all that will be up there. All you have to do is click and download it. It's something important about it, so just click and download. And in terms of the assessment logistics, what happened on this page, you'll see everything you confirmed with the NAEP field staff. Like where they're going to park, even park, where they're going to park, and where they will meet, where they will assemble to work, and where they will test. So all that will be visible. In terms of technical logistics, this is only for those campuses that will be using your school devices. This is only for you, and that'll be live December the 8th as well. There's going to be a letter, parent notification letter. You can download. Once you go into the system, you'll be able to download it, and you can edit, update it accordingly. The managed questionnaire section, all this be visible once after December the 8th. What I'm talking about now, you'll be able to see it. And so all this be visible. You'll see school that questionnaire. A lot of times that's for an administrator, yeah, yes ma'am. And then you have those teachers that will be tied to those students in those respective subject areas, math and reading. And then the last tile, this is how you support the program itself. As I mentioned earlier, NAEP's gonna provide devices, and NAEP's gonna have you guys to provide devices. They're kind of like in transition. I think ultimately they want, the goal is kind of like for the schools to kind of like assist students at some point in time as they evolve, continue to evolve. But Those schools that are using NAEP devices, devices already set up, ready for testing. I've already contacted the district technology director. So for the Chromebooks, there's gonna be software on there. There's gonna be software on there for you to click on NAEP. It's gonna be an app where you click on NAEP and then for you to use to set up your Chromebooks.
That be Clever or Clever, the app?
The app is gonna actually be on once she uploads it. The app that's gonna be on the actual tablet. All they have to do is just log in, click apps, and you'll see a NAEP app. Yes, sir.
Okay, I missed it, but how would we know if Arts Campus is gonna be one of those that provided devices?
Once you log in, up there at the top where I'm sorry, let me go back to this. When your homepage, once you log in on your homepage, you see where it says training school. You see training at the very top, to the left, in the center. Training school is 1050.
Under the technology term, it'll tell you.
It says it on the homepage.
It's on the homepage. I'm talking about the homepage.
It
It's on the homepage. As soon as you log in on the homepage, this is what you should see.
Very obvious what you log in.
Are you trying to get on the homepage now, or you can see that on the screen?
Yeah, I'm trying to get on the homepage.
Have you registered?
Here's one. This.
You got it? You see your school, correct? You see your school, correct? Okay. Now, if you go look to the right, do you see where it says school device? You should see something that says Texas Tutor.
Yeah.
Okay, school device. So if you select it, it's gonna say school devices. Otherwise, it should say NAEP devices. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're most welcome. And so this is what it's gonna look like. How you done? Once you turn on your device, you click on the icon, and you're gonna select NAEP assessment. This is for those schools that are selected to use their own devices now. And your third step is going to be, you're gonna have device verification, because you normally do it 10 days prior to the test. So you're gonna do your device verification. So when you go to this screen, the one to the left is the one you would click where it says confirm device is ready. You click that one, and then you use your verification code. Once the NAEP step comes in, what would happen is that on that day, you take the NAEP assessment and set it up for the NAEP staff. And the NAEP staff should have an access code that they will type from that point. So if you're looking at them side by side, once you click this one, it'll take you to that other page. In terms of NAEP correspondence, Kim Ackerman is our state NAEP coordinator. She contacted the principals back in July. So schools were notified. Schools was notified back in May. The district was notified back in May, June. All the schools that they were looking at for the NAEP assessment. And then in July, the state coordinator, she sends out a letter to all of the principals. And we send out a follow-up letter to you guys, to kind of know. But there should be another correspondence coming in December to let you know that you participate in NAEP, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they're gonna give you a pamphlet, attach a pamphlet that talks about your pre-assessment activities and so forth. And this is going to happen in December. Your student sample is going to be visible in December. All of it's gonna go live right around the same day, pretty much. And the NAEP field staff are gonna, they normally have their assessment coordinator and assessment, administrative training during that same window, that same time. So a lot of them may call you that day or sometime during that week just to introduce themselves. Now, on the day of testing, the NAEP field staff is going to do all the proctoring. You don't have to worry about who's going to proctor the test and so forth. The NAEP field staff is going to do all the proctoring. All you're going to do is provide a work area for them before, during, and after the test. You're going to make sure, your job is to make sure that the students do attend. And, you know, I'm just going to advise you to develop a plan on how you're going to locate the students and kind of like lead them to the direction or location where they can test. And again, the attendance rates is going to be 95% of all students, 85% of students with disabilities and English learners. And I'm encouraging you guys too to get a team because the NAEP field staff is only administering the test. They're not regulating the behavior of the students. So we're gonna need some support in that capacity. Well, I'm quite sure you guys don't have that issue, right? All your kids are good, right? Well behaved kids. In terms of, if you're curious about the Nation Report Card data, you just click on that link or go to that website. Just type in Nation Report Card. And it'll take you to that page and just kind of look at all of the other 26 districts, well, all 27 districts. So you can look at the data and see how you compare to the large districts, and then you can see some national data and you'll see statewide data. Here's some calendar events. In June, of course, the district was notified. June also, the school technology survey was sent. July, schools were notified. You guys should have received correspondence to register for the AMS and complete the provide school characteristics. In November, student list would be student files, your data file would be uploaded. And in December, let me just reiterate that your sample will be here. December 8th is the target date, that's a Monday. Your samples, your student samples will be in the system for you to view. And also you can start beginning your pre-assessment tasks. Also in December, of course, you're going to be meeting with the NAEP field staff to schedule a pre-assessment planning. January, you will actually conduct your pre-assessment planning as it gets closer to the assessment time. And also in January, within 10 days before your assessment, for those of you who will be using school devices, you will do a device check 10 days prior. And the assessment window is beginning as early as January 26th and as late as March 20th. Now, for those of you, September the 9th is when you should have received, for those of you who have not completed your registration, September the 9th, there was an email sent out. You should have received it from NAEP. You will go ahead and complete registration now. For those of you who have not have yet to do so. Yes, ma'am.
I've not done my registration and I also don't have an email.
What's your name? What school? Okay, I see. Yes, sir. Gaston?
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know we had to do this until yesterday. I had my vote.
Okay. But it may have been sent to someone else probably. Not notified. Or you the test coordinator? Okay. I see you short. Are there any questions?
Yes, how do we know if we completed the registration? Donnie, I just wanna know.
Have you gone out on the website?
I can get on the site that you were on earlier. I was able to make edits and all of that, so.
You ready to put were you able to put your total number of students?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all it requires. Yeah, that's all it's required. Yes, ma'am.
Are we choosing the day to test, or that date is gonna be given?
Yeah, in October, that day would be, yeah, assigned. Oh, testing would be one day. Testing would be one day. Also, the students selected, they will only take one portion of the test. They only take one subject. So some will be taking math and some will be taking reading. And they all be in the same room together. The instructions are universal. So,
How many students do
if you're elementary, it's
Middle.
okay. Middle, it ranges. It could be close to like up to 150 students, maybe a little more than our big schools. And if you look on your on the contact page, it should say multi-hit or something along those lines.
Did you say what?
Multi-hit. If it's multi-hit, that means it's gonna be a bigger sample. But elementary, the target normally is about 50 students.
We only had 219 eighth graders.
219 graders, they test them out. I'm just joking.
We called you all in because of the importance the NAEP is, especially because it allows us to compare ourselves to other large urban school districts and the other tutors that are in the state. We appreciate you coming in. If there's no other questions, Lauren, did you have something that you?
I just wanted to remind anybody who came in after the panic to make sure that you sign in. Only 46 people signed in and.
Oh, yeah. So let's put the homepage up so they can, and the QR code is on the table. Yeah, but if there's no other questions, Fred is gonna be here to support and make sure you all have access. But, if you all do have access, you're welcome to leave. Next week when you come, I don't know how parking was today, but, it's gonna be, crowded with other, floors doing training. So try to get here as early as possible so you can get a parking space. What? Oh, with, the next training you come to with us. Some people are. All right, well, have a great day.
I tried to, I didn't think we were gonna get out of it.
Sorry,
Like,